Hi there, I'm Greg. Today I'm bringing you in on a shave that I'm doing, a typical shave that I'm doing for Austere August. Austere August is a challenge that those of us on the wet shaving subreddit do. Not everybody, some of us do it. And the idea with the challenge is to use, instead of using all of the products we have in our inventory, we instead use one setup: soap, aftershave, razor, and so on for each shave that we do in August. Now, there are a variety of modes that you can use in this challenge, and I'm not going to go through them. The way I'm approaching the challenge is to use a single soap, a single aftershave, and a single razor all month. Also a single fragrance, and I'm the specific thing that I'm doing that some of you are interested in is that I'm not stropping my razor. So let me go through what I'm using. The soap that I'm using is Chicago Grooming's AG 1889. This is a dupe of Guerlain Jiki. AG is Aimé Guerlain, and 1889 is when the fragrance was created. This has a lot of fragrance notes to it, and I'm not a fragrance person, but the top notes include bergamot and mandarin orange and lemon. And then some of the base notes include vanilla and sandalwood and some other things. And you really get that in the fragrance when you use it. But for me, it's a really great, this is August. I'm in an area of the world that's really warm in August. So it's a pretty refreshing scent for me to be using. The base on the Chicago Grooming soap is a duck fat base. Vita, who is the proprietor, she made this for the our wet saving subreddit, so I think it's kind of fun to honor that gift. In addition to the soap, I'm using her splash, and I was able to find a sample of the fragrance that I'm using. For the brush, hang on, I've got it. This is soaking, so I'm gonna squeeze some water out here. For the brush, I'm using a brush made for, again, the wet shaving subreddit. This is a Zenith brush, 31 millimeter bore knot. We call this the Moore bore, and it's well broken in. It's a pretty amazing brush. And then finally, the star of the show for me is the Friodur 14. This is an 8/8 full hollow stainless steel razor, and I honed this on July 31st. I made a video of that, and then that is all I've done to it. I've simply shaved with it for 20 days. You're watching the 21st shave, and each shave has been marvelous. There's been no downside to not stropping this razor. Today is important in the month because each week I'm making a microscope photo of the edge on this razor. So today, after this shave, I'll be making that photo. All right, so enough talking, which I do a lot of. I'm going to take you through my normal shaving procedure. This normally takes me about 12 minutes, probably going to take 30 given that I'm talking, and also this is my first shaving video. So let's get going. First thing I do is get my face good and wet. And Then I soap. Oh, here's what the soap looks like, by the way. And then I have my brush soaking in a cup here. And what I typically do is just raise the brush out of the water, squeeze a good deal of the water back in, and then I load from the tub. And I do a heavy load. I have enough soap to use a different tub for like 4 months, each day for 4 months, and I'm a daily shaver, so you're seeing what I do every day. So I have a lot of soap. There's no real reason. I have more than will last me my lifetime. There's no real reason for me to skimp on the amount of soap that I use. What I do to prepare my beard is what I've since learned is called the People's Pre-Shave. Jacques of Dapper Shaves uses that term, and I really like it. The way I've done it is a little different, but very close to what he does. I get the paste from the soap on my face, spread that on my face, but then I really work that into my face to make sure that both the skin and the beard are saturated with as slick a layer of soap that I can prepare. So you can see the soap doesn't suds. That's because I'm adding water to make sure this is as slick as possible. Then I'm, now I'm building lather, but it's on top of a fully saturated beard and a fully saturated layer of skin. So whatever, there's a fair amount of moisture in the brush, and all that moisture is going into building the lather. Now I dip tips into the cup to add moisture. I want a very slick, very wet lather, but one with enough structure that it isn't glooping all over the place. So hopefully you can see that lather is pretty wet. And normally I kind of do this by feel. Okay, setting this down. And we're going to get going. Not quite sure why, but I always wet the blade. I'm right-handed, and I do what I call an ignore the grain 2-pass shave. To ignore the grain, you actually have to know very well how your beard grows, so you have to know what your grain is. But through the years, I developed this 2-pass pattern, which for a daily shaver gives me extremely close, but also extremely comfortable results. I know to you, this looks like all I'm doing is removing lather. My beard is the color of my hair, but thicker, coarser and more densely. More densely spaced, but nonetheless, I don't see it, so I know you won't see it. However, I feel it. Kind of new to me, so this whole shaving from in front of a camera is new. Never done it before. Pretty awkward. Given that I've had no preparation, no run through. God knows how this will turn out. But, you know, it's just shaving, right? All right, shaving style. Hang on. My shaving style involves low angle and stretching, moving my head, doing whatever is necessary to be able to sweep the blade in a reasonable direction to get the hair, get the whiskers. Not going to be doing too much talking while I'm working around the mouth. I kind of want to keep all those pieces of my face. Shave's very comfortable. I can tell what's been happening is that the very first shaves were incredibly sharp. The edge was incredibly sharp. It fell off pretty quickly. And then from that point on, edge condition has remained pretty much the same. And so I've had, after the first 4 days, comfort increased. Sharpness did not decrease that much. And so I've had, you know, my typical great shaves that I would get from an almost freshly honed razor. I've been having those for 20 days. And the first pass was excellent. So I expect this to also be an excellent shave. This is my second and final ignore the grain pass. And again, I've kind of optimized the since I've been using this duck fat lather for 20 days, I've kind of optimized the load time and the moisture time into this. The second, typically on the second pass, I go a little thinner and a little bit wetter with the lather. And as you saw, I've maintained kept the face wet. Okay, there we go. Get rid of excess here. There we go. So no rib shave. Okay, again, starting on the left. Left hand with left. I'll tell you why I do that in a minute. I'm a fairly low angle. Well, I'd say I'm a very low angle shaver. And the reason for that is just to give the edge, try to give the edge an optimal angle at cutting. And that's just common sense. You know, if you're cutting a blade of grass, the lawnmower blade wants to come at the grass like this. If you're cutting a cucumber or a carrot or something, you want to come to cut it at that kind of an angle. So the lower the angle, the more difficult it is to feel the beard hair sometimes. So I try to keep the angle low enough that it's optimal in cutting, and then raising it enough that I can kind of feel the contact with the beard hair. Wait a minute. I got sidetracked on my passes. This pass goes like this. And I have ample slickness to make that pass. Okay. This even feels long to me. As I said, I shave every day, and by now I'm typically long gone from the bathroom. This is why I start on the left side. So this is a problem area for me, and if I sort of bulge it out by pushing on this side, I can get to beard hair there in that area without too much of the way of gyrations. I've tried whole flat blading thing. I can do it, not a problem, but it doesn't really, for the way my hair grows, there's no real advantage to it. And it is not, I don't really understand what part of that is really helping, but you know, Barber Dave is a barber, so chances are 100% that he knows what he's doing. So by now this side has dried enough that I don't need to use alum or tissue paper or anything. I can just grab it. This kind of stretch allows me to not have to do a fool's pass. I'm sort of pulling and popping the hair out to get to the razor. I can do a fool's pass, but I no longer need to. Okay. Last little bit here. Same strategy. Okay, that's all she wrote. All I've been doing for cleanup on this razor is to dry it with a microfiber towel. And put it away. What could be great? What could be easier than that? All right, let's rinse with cold water. Dry using a super plush automotive detailing cloth, which works better than the Lancaster towels for me. Now the next thing I do is use lavender, witch hazel, and I don't really know that this helps, but I have it, so I use it. Again, I've been a daily shaver except for the times that I've had a beard, I've been a daily shaver. So I don't know, my skin is probably leathered up. Okay, so while the witch hazel does its thing, I generally do a little cleaning. I'm not going to show you, but I generally clean the brush by dunking it in the tub and then running that underwater and diluting the soap that's in the brush and then getting that soap out of the brush. Okay, so next thing for me, do the aftershave. This is not an alcohol-based aftershave. It's got witch hazel and a lot of other ingredients. It also includes a cooling agent. It has cooling agent is WS-23, which, unlike menthol, does not have an odor. And that is friggin' amazing shave, considering, I mean, it's as close to a typical shave as I get, maybe a little bit more comfortable. And what I mean by that is maybe I'm feeling the edge a little less, but closeness is right there. I'd have to rate that as an excellent shave. I know that I'll start feeling beard hair a little sooner than I would on a fully refreshed edge, but I mean, can't complain with that. So the only thing left is the application of the fragrance here, which I'm not a big fragrance person, so I just, I do a spritz, and then I do this, which I don't know whether you're supposed to or not. That's what I do. And that's it. So thank you for joining me. I have no idea how this is going to turn out. We'll see. If I edit it and publish it, then I guess I thought it was okay. Anyway, thanks again, and we'll see you in the next one. Here's a microscope photo of the edge. I took this photo right after the shave that you just saw. And in the comment section, I've placed a link to a photo album that documents the history of the edge from first honing on July 31st up until today, August 21st. So it's better if you take a look at the progress of this edge in the album, so you can do some comparing. Just to let you know, the edge is looking terrific. There's very little noticeable wear when looking down on the bevel. I did include a little area in this image that shows the type of wear I'm getting, and that wear is very, very small because the magnification on the microscope is very large. Anyway, that wear I think is indicative of just rounding of the apex. Anyway, I'll see you again.